Let's go to some news, folks. There was some news that broke last night. Hunter Biden hit with 9 tax-related charges in new indictment. This is NBC News. Hunter Biden has been indicted on 9 tax-related charges, including 3 felony counts, according to court documents filed Thursday in a federal court in Los Angeles. The 56-page court filing laid out a series of charges, including allegations that the president's son failed to pay taxes, failed to file, evaded an assessment, and filed a fraudulent form. The indictment alleges that rather than pay his taxes, the defendant spent millions of dollars on an extravagant lifestyle. The charges...
Shocker.
Yeah, exactly. The charges, which include 6 misdemeanor tax offenses, was brought by special counsel David Weiss. The case was assigned to Judge Mark Scarsi, who was appointed by former President Donald Trump. The maximum penalty to the president's son, maximum penalty the president's son could face, tripped up there, if convicted, is 17 years in prison, according to Weiss's office. According to the indictment, Hunter Biden engaged in a 4-year scheme in which he chose not to pay at least $1.4 million in self-assessed federal taxes he owed for tax years 2016 through 2019, and to evade the assessment of taxes for year 2018 when he filed false returns, Weiss's office said in a news release. The White House declined to comment on the charges and referred NBC News to Hunter Biden's personal attorneys as well as the Justice Department. The attorneys did not immediately provide a comment. A White House official said they learned of the charges from public reporting and did not have advance notice, and the indictment does not appear to reference the president himself or his role as president or vice president, meaning under Obama. So I'm always a little bit... I always feel a little cheap and dirty doing these Hunter Biden stories when they come up, because my take is the exact same. But I think now that Biden's polling has just totally imploded, I think this point is going to resonate a little more than it has when I've made it in the past, which is if the Democrats pulled their head out of their ass, they would understand that this Hunter Biden drama is a gift to them because it is the perfect excuse to get Joe Biden out of the race. Like, it is the perfect thing. They can't really say he's too old because they've already said he isn't too old, right? And they can do this in a way that not only takes care of the Joe Biden issue, but the Kamala Harris issue. They could say, look, this is a distraction and we don't want anybody from our White House on the ticket because it creates a conflict of interest. It creates a circus. Trump is on trial. Trump is being charged. We don't want the Republicans to be able to throw that same issue our way, talking about all of Hunter Biden's legal problems. And so, in the interest of the country, we are going to step aside so that this issue is not a distraction. And boom, that clears Biden out of the way. That clears Kamala out of the way. Now you put Newsom up there, who... I don't know what chances he has against Trump, but they're better than Biden's at this point. Let's be honest. Joe Biden is a lame duck for all intents and purposes. So this is the opportunity. Like, this is it. This is what they can use to save themselves if they want to. They're not going to. But hopefully, now that we've seen Biden's poll numbers just totally bottom out, maybe this argument will get a little oxygen. Not that I have any interest in helping the Democratic Party defeat Donald Trump, but free advice if you want it, I suppose.
Yeah, they're completely fucked. You got a crazy, cognitively impaired president with Nixonian resentments of the elite power brokers of the Democratic Party that laughed at him up their sleeve his whole life, who refuses to step down. You've got a vice president who, if you ran her, would probably lose 49 states, if not 50, plus the territories. So there's no help there. No, really not. Not even California, not even her home state. She would probably lose. Yeah. So nonetheless, if you try to replace her, even a lot of the base of African American women who don't like her are going to take offense at her being replaced. So you're fucked on that level, and you're already hemorrhaging black voters as it is. They just have absolutely no good options. But something you always have to remember when you look at stuff like this is, in the end, this whole system is heads they win, tails you lose. It doesn't really matter for them. Those people, it's like Bill Murray's speech in Rushmore. They were born rich and they're going to stay that way. These people, it doesn't fucking matter if they win an election. You know, it's just musical chairs. They're just trading off these titles for a season, and they go to their corporate boards and their corporate media gigs, and they'll be fine. They'll be fine. If the stakes were as high as they tell you they are, they would do something about this, but it doesn't really matter in the end for most of these people.
Yeah. Exactly. And I just wanted, this is not a super chat, but because I've gotten some pushback on this in the past, how does this get rid of Kamala? I think they can spin that as an excuse. She is part of the Biden White House, right? And therefore there's a conflict of interest with her running while the president's son is on trial. Is that an easy sell? No, but it's a sell. Like, it's something. They have it. Biden's age doesn't solve the Kamala problem, because if they say, well, Biden's just too old so he can't run again, boom, she's next in line. You say this White House is plagued by legal scandal, and so for the sake of it not becoming a distraction in the campaign, we want someone from outside the White House to run. Boom. Now you've solved the Kamala problem.
I mean, you haven't, but yeah. What else are you going to do? You got to do something like that.
Right. They got to do something like that. It's like, it's something. It's something.
Right.
That's an old Jewish saying. Hey, it's something. Right.
I'm saying in the end, they make more money out of government than in it. What do they care?
Right.
It doesn't even matter that much. They're going to tell you this is the most important election of your lifetime, every election. For them, it doesn't matter. It's just an elite aristocracy that moves in and out of, from government to corporate gigs, from corporate gigs to government. They don't give a shit. They're just either way they win and you lose, no matter who wins.